hour and 50 minutes. Y'all ready? Yeah. Everybody's bladders drained. We all good? All right, cool. So I'm just going to jump right into this next segment. You know, the first hour and a half, holy crap, I didn't know I talked for an hour and a half. I'm sorry, y'all. I just covered a lot of my story and just kind of just, you know, how we did it. That's kind of what we did. You know, there's a lot more to it. There's a lot more ins and outs of this business, obviously, but just understand that what I'm trying to say is to make a way. That's it. Just make a way. What do you do, man? Watch how the pieces the pieces fall into place. But this one, I'm going to talk about how we build. Okay, so there's a lot into it. You're probably not going to be able to take notes. You guys can try if you want to, but there's going to be so many of you that I got coming up in this room, and you're going to see how we do this. But this is how I build a business. Okay, and this is a visual of how I see it in my mind of how I built the business, and it was something that was taught to me by Eric Grzybowski, and I just put it on steroids, and we just went from there. But we've all heard build through, right? Like things like that. How many of us actually know what that means? Build through. Well, that's a good amount. All right. So let me see. How many in this room think you don't have any problems getting personals and putting people in the system? Okay, a couple of not too many, huh? Okay. How many of you feel like the hardest part about this business is getting personals and putting them in the system? Okay. How many of y'all just ain't trying to raise your hand at all? All right, cool. So either way, whether you're on that spectrum where it's like, man, Tony, I just don't know if I can't get anybody in. I can't get any personals, and, you know, from that point of view, or maybe you're the person like, man, I can dump them in, but I can never get anybody engaged. I can never duplicate. I can never get it rolling from there. Who's more like that? Yeah, that's a lot of y'all now. So I'm going to show you what we do from essentially inviting somebody to the questions we're asking them, to the seeds we're planting in their head, to how we're challenging them, to how we're sorting through them to determine if they're what we're looking for, to how we pour into them and read and build with them to where we develop aces that build your business for you. Okay? And we go fast. You guys heard how fast we hit some of those ranks. Okay? Some of them were pretty quick, some of them took a lot longer. What I didn't tell you is that we sat at that R&D level for 17 total months, fighting that whole. But again, by following this same exact system, when we started applying it, when we got up our butts, and we started to stop feeling sorry for ourselves, and we started working the business like we know how to again, that's when the right person showed up, and boom, took us to another level. So it's going to happen the same with you. So shoot, let's just jump right into this thing. I like to start with like the brand new people because you guys are so fresh and you're not tainted by the World Venture dream yet. You know, everybody in World Ventures has been in longer than 2 weeks is going to be a millionaire. You know, they're going to travel the world for a living. Like everybody knows that. So, but has anybody signed up less than a day ago? You? Nice. Congrats. When did you sign up?
Yesterday.
Yeah? Are you in yet? You in the system already?
No, but
yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I asked that question like.
everything's 6 inches between your mind, brother.
Hey, I like it. No, I'm down.
Everything you want to do.
I'm down, bro. Hey, had that vision first.
That's all.
Who's actually in that's been in less than a day? Less than a week? There's like 7 or less than 3 days. Less than 2 days? Less than 4 days? All y'all were just raising your hand. Nobody wants to raise their hand anymore. Hey, my man, you want to come up here? Come on, they don't want to. What's your name?
Me?
Yeah, Billy. Come on up, Billy. You're going to test them. All right, so here's the deal, okay? Nick talked about how we invite, okay? Obviously, in order to invite, we must have a list, right? I'm not going to go into how to make a list and all that stuff and go into deep detail on it, but just know that if you don't have a physical list, this is a list that I made last week, okay? This is like my 27th list since I got started in WB, and we're always making new lists. I made this on a plane. I normally type it out, but I would suggest you type it out. It's a lot easier. But regardless, I got my list, okay? I'm starting my business, whether I'm brand new or whether, you know, I'm just excited again and I'm ready to go on a run. I'm starting my business again, right here, right now with me, Now, as I show you this here, as I unfold this through, you know, I can't even talk right now. As I lay this out for you guys, I want you to see how the words that I'm saying and how my sense of urgency is creating the speed that we are looking for. Okay? We're not doing anything different. We're not doing anything more special. It's not a better presentation. It's none of that. It's just the small little things that you're saying to the people when they come on. What's your name again?
Billy.
Billy. Okay, I got it now. I'm locked in. So, Billy, you're going to hold this microphone so that the rest of the audience can hear you.
Howdy.
Howdy.
I'm kin to Forrest Gump. My name's Billy Gump. You heard of
Hey.
I speak foreign. I'm Alabama, so forgive me.
All right. So look, Billy's the top of my list. All right? Billy is, I'm ready to start my business, and I call and I invite Billy the way Nick just invited, just taught us how to invite, okay? However you want to do it, 2-step text, 4-step invite, just show up at their house, doesn't matter. Billy's on my list. Billy, we're friends, okay?
Yep.
And I'm inviting you to see this information.
Okay.
I'm not going to go into details of the actual invite right now. You guys know how that works, okay? But I invite him, he shows up. We're at Starbucks, we're at wherever, and I show him the information. When it's over, depending on how you close, okay, the whole point is you're going to ask yourself, what's up, man? You see why I've been trying to chase you down?
Oh.
Pretty exciting, huh? However you want to do it. So you ready to get started?
Do you speak English?
Let's get the comedian up here. Are you ready to get started, though?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we're in the time crunch. That's why I'm like trying to push this right now.
All right, good.
So you ready to get started?
Good, man.
Cool, he's in. All right. So is that pretty easy? We all can do that, right? Here's where we got to start understanding where he's at and what he wants. Now, if this is my best friend, my brother, my sister, I might know where he's at in his life. I might know where he's trying to get to. I might know, if he's got debt or things like that. So I might not have to really dive too into deep, but let's just say that I don't. Maybe you were just a friend that I don't know that much about you, about your situation in your life, but you're ready to get started. You're in. I put him in the system. My questions are these. So, do you want to just travel, or do you want to make money in this too?
I think do both. That'd be great.
Sweet, great, okay. So the whole point is he does want to make money. That's what I'm trying to find out. We're not trying to push what we want on them. We're not trying to make them do something they don't want to do. You start doing that, you're already going the wrong way. Stop trying to twist their arms. Stop trying to convince people. Just guide them to where they want to go. Okay, so he wants to travel and he wants to make money. If he said, listen, I'll just use a membership to go travel, I'm not really worried about making money. Okay, great. My next question would be, are you interested in waiving your fees? Or are you cool with just paying your monthly fees every month and just using the membership?
No, I waive my fees.
Sweet. That's what we're looking for. So that brings me back on track to the other questions about making money. So, you said you want to make some money with this. You want to make a lot, or just, a little bit to supplement your income?
Like the OJs, love the money, man.
All right, sweet. So he wants to make a lot of money. Do you want to make it slow? Over time, slow and steady, you'll eventually get there. You want to do it as fast as possible.
Pretty quick guy, man. Pretty quick guy.
All right. So you want to make a lot of money fast with selling. There you go. You want to make a lot of money fast with selling.
Yes, sir.
Did I push any of that on him?
No.
I just asked a couple simple questions. What do you want? Okay, he's telling me what he wants. So now, Billy, here's what I found out over my time through this idea. In order to make a lot of money a lot sooner, you don't need to go sign up everybody right away, but you got to get this thing started right away. So here's the deal. I know that you got one person in this whole world that I know for a fact you can get to do this with you just off the strength of you doing it. That could be a brother, sister, mom, dad, cousin, boyfriend, girlfriend, best friend, next door neighbor, I don't know. But you got somebody somewhere in this world that will do this because you're doing it. Who is that one person?
Best lady in my life, my mom.
Oh, there we go. See, did I plant that seed? Did I say what your mom doing? Who we gonna I didn't say any of that stuff. Let him lead you. But we all do have one person. We might even have it more than that. But again, his mama popped up. So, is your mom local, or do we need to call her? Is she somewhere else?
She lives in Colorado Springs.
Okay, cool. So, again, how far is Colorado Springs from here? Okay. So maybe that's doable. Maybe we hop in a car and we go to Colorado Springs. Maybe we call it. It's up to you. I'll leave that on you guys and how you guys do it operate as a team. But the whole point, let's pretend that it wasn't your mama, for the sake of these guys. Okay, and they're local. So lefty. Let's pretend he called lefty. Come on, lefty. So let's pretend that when I say, who's that one person, he says, it's my dude Lefty, he's down the road. Okay, cool. My question is now, can we go see Lefty or can Lefty come see us?
We can see Lefty.
Perfect. Okay, so now all I'm teaching him just enough to be dangerous. I'm teaching how to do a very extremely basic, and I'm probably not even teaching very much, but an extremely basic invite. And like I said, it doesn't need to be anything because he said this is the one person in the whole world that he can get to do this with him off the strength of him doing it. Regardless of whether Lefty joins or not, this is the one person he believes. This is the one person that he feels like he has the best shot at. So usually with that type of person, it's the best friend, brother, sister, mom, it's somebody close. So we don't need to be cute. Hey, what are you doing right now? Like, you don't need to do a four-step invite. It's, hey, Lefty, man, I'm swinging by. Hey, Lefty, want to get a beer after work? Hey, Lefty, why don't you swing by for dinner tonight? Just like, however you would talk to that person, that's what you would say to invite them. So Lefty shows up, okay? The second thing I'm teaching him is a very extremely basic edification of me. Because I want him to be able to introduce me the way he should to Lefty. That's it. That's it. So Lefty shows up. We give the presentation to Lefty. Okay, hand the mic to Lefty, please. Lefty, you in or out?
I'm in.
All right, you're in. Okay. So, what questions am I asking Lefty? See if y'all. So Lefty, are you interested in just traveling or making money through this idea?
Absolutely both.
Nice, cool, man. Me too. So, look, you're definitely going to travel the world. We're going to have a whole lot of fun doing that. But as far as making money, do you want to make a lot of money or a little bit?
I want to make a lot of money.
All right, you want to do that kind of slow and steady, or you want to do it over time, pretty fast?
At times difficult, but yeah, I'll try to do as much as I can, dedicate as much time. I got a restaurant and a lot of stuff going on.
Sweet. Yeah, I get that, man. We all do. But the beautiful thing about this right here is that if we get it started quickly, we don't need to put as much time into it. So what I realized in order to make a lot of money in this idea, we get this thing multiplying and we can really
Teach me how to do that.
Let's go. We're doing it right now.
All right.
So Lefty, I know you got one person in this whole world, man, that I know you can get to do this with you just off the strength of you doing it. Who is that one person?
Let's see, who has the green shirt? Oh, hey, Randy.
Randy?
Yes.
Cool. Nice to meet you. What am I teaching Lefty while we're waiting on Randy to show up?
Edification.
Edification and a week old, not even important invite, right? Okay? So Randy shows up. Lefty introduces. Billy's still sitting here watching the whole time. So he's learning. He saw me give him the presentation, maybe handle his objections. He saw me do it for Lefty, maybe handle his objections, cast vision, whatever. So he's learning the whole time. He's seeing it. And oh, by the way, this is happening during the day. This is one-on-ones and two-on-ones throughout the day. We do travel parties every night, all night. That's what we do. One-on-ones, two-on-ones day, travel parties at night where we all meet together. So Randy, show him the information. I'm still doing the presentation. You want to get started?
Absolutely.
Okay. Here's the other thing, and this is a little trick that I do, that usually, and you guys can put this tool in your toolbox and use it how you wish, but because these guys are so new, I'll try to stay there to be the closer and handle the objections and so on and so forth, but since it's one person that they feel like they can get to do this with them anyway, I don't need to be that person. So usually what I'll say is, hey, after I'm done doing the presentation, I'm going to get up and excuse myself to go to the restroom or make a phone call. And I do that on purpose. Even if I have no phone call, I don't have to go to the bathroom. I get up on purpose. And I might take Billy with me because they might need to have that serious conversation. He might be like, Lefty, what the hell is this? Is this for real? But he might not have that conversation in front of me. Maybe he doesn't have the money right now. Maybe he's got concerns of something that he's too ashamed or embarrassed to bring up in front of me and Billy because he doesn't know us. But because this is his best friend or whatever, they can have that conversation. And Lefty can help him get to that point. And if they need me, I'll just say, hey, I'll be over here. You'll be able to see me. If he has questions or concerns that you can't handle, come get me and I'm back in the picture. So, you ready to get started though? I ask the same questions. Travel or money? Both. Cool, okay? A lot or a little bit? Cool. Slow or fast? All right, cool. in order to make a lot of money a lot faster, we don't need to go sign up everybody right away. We got to get this thing started right away. You got one person in this whole world. Who is it?
My wife, Kathy.
Kat? Yeah. All right, Kathy, how are you?
I'm great, how are you?
Good, good, good. All right, this is where it starts to change up a little bit. And this is where you guys can either, remember how I talked about being an R&D and the whole business is wrapped around me? This is where you can change it right here. So my rule of thumb is you get to see the presentation 3 times, and then you're doing it. Some 4, some 5, and some are slower than others. Some they're ready to go on the first day. I'm pushing them as fast as you can push them. Okay. But as we're waiting on Kathy to show up, Billy, you're going to do the first half of the presentation. I'll do the back half. And if you mess it all up, don't even worry about it. It's just vacations. Talk about it. Read off the slide if you have to, man. I will fix anything that you misspeak on. All right. Cool. I'm going to do the back half. Kathy shows up. We show Kathy the information. Kathy, ready to start?
Yeah, normally my husband and I discuss on anything over $100, so yeah, it sounds really good though.
All right, cool. All right, so maybe she says no. Maybe based off of that, she's like, you know what? I love it, but not right now. I need to go home and talk to my husband. Maybe this isn't for this diagram, not her husband. She's like, I gotta go talk to my husband. Okay, cool. We'll follow up with you later. If that were the case, you got another person. Who is it? See, because everybody doesn't always say yes. Sometimes they don't even show up. You just got to, the whole point of this is scoring in 24. And I know we know that concept. We've heard it. We got to score in 24. But I'm not even thinking about 24. I'm talking about right now, right away, as fast as possible. The cool thing about working with their easy one, that's the speed. See, if you try to invite a distant coworker that you've never hung out with, they're probably going to have to clear their schedule. Or they're going to be like, why are you inviting me? We ain't never hung out before. It's kind of weird. You know, but if it's that one person, they can show up same day. We can get to them same day. That's where the speed comes from. It's the exposures quickly. So, Kathy, you got one person. This whole world, who is it? Call somebody else, please.
I'm going to call Shelly.
Y'all only calling your own team right now, huh? All right, let's get these green shirts up. Oh, that's a little different one. All right. All right. What's your name? Shelly? Shelly?
Yes.
Okay. So, this one for Shelly, who's doing the first half? Lefty. Who's doing the back half? Billy. And I'm just going to be there to clean up the mess and help handle questions and objections and so on and so forth, okay? So, Shelly shows up. We're all sitting around the Applebee's table right now. You know what? There's power in numbers too, by the way. You realize that. More stories, more experiences to put into it. So they're all still learning, they're all still watching. Shelly shows up, first half, back half, I handle the questions. You ready to get started?
Yeah, I want to travel.
Awesome! So you're already ahead of me on these questions, huh? But we're not going to go through it for the sake of time, but because I think they get it now, right? You guys get the questions? Okay, so call one person up. You got one person in this whole world who is it? Cindy. Come on up, Cindy. So, this is where I'm out. I sat there and watched. If I feel like they're good to go, they're dangerous enough on their own, let them go. Okay, I'll be there for a 3-way call. I'll be there to see them tonight at the travel party. You know, I'm around, I'm still working with them, but I'm not in this anymore. So I'm going to say, all right, Billy, this one's on you, brother. Okay? He just met me this morning. He didn't know what he's showing up to. And here we are, a couple hours later, and he's got 5 people on his team. So, do you think, and here's the deal. Let me get back to the psychology of why we're doing this and why we need to score in 24. The most excited you're ever going to be is when you first get started. You've heard that before, some of you? Okay, it's real. There's going to be things that get you excited and pumped up, but the most excited you're going to be is when you first get started because the possibilities are running through your head, the trips and the money and the freedom and all these things. You're like, wow, it's like, you're free. It's just, your mind is free. So, what was I just saying? Score in 24, thank you. So the mindset of why we want to score in 24 is that the most excited you're ever going to be is when you first get started. And if they go and they mess it up, or we mess it up, or the best friend tells them no, or whatever it is, you know what's happening? That excitement started to go down here, down here, down here, down here. And people will get to the point to where they might not quit, but they mentally checked out already. And for somebody that's like you, working your business and busting your butt, we don't want to just keep putting people in and they drop off, do we? It's counterproductive. So the reason why we got to score in 24 is, one, I need to show him that it works. I need to get his team building. I need to get him paid. I need to keep that excitement up here. If I get him one, especially if it's his best friend, accountability partner, somebody like that, he's not quitting anytime soon. And even if he does, this is now where it's about you, or about me. This is my business. So even if Billy quits on me tomorrow, he gets buyer's remorse and ends up resigning before we're supposed to meet up the next day, well, I already replaced him. So I didn't lose much of my business. And I got somebody else to build with. So, you gotta watch. Just the left. Every 30 seconds, I want you guys to quietly, one at a time, not everyone you want, just one for the group, pull up somebody from this left side. And just keep forming a line down this left side over here. Okay? Sorry, you did this side. How much did I get paid right there? Let's say I was brand new. How much did I get paid? How? I've only put in one person. Now I didn't make nothing, unless he went platinum. If he went platinum, I got $50, but if not, I didn't make anything yet. That's one leg. I put in a personal, who put in one, who put in one, who put in one, who put in one. Now, if he gets to his 4, 5, 6 personals, he's looking pretty nice for that lifestyle bonus already. So am I, but we still got to get the other personals. So I get to the point, the whole point of these guys is I get to the point where I get them going through the motions, going through the business. They don't have to be experts. You guys don't have to be experts. You just heard Nick say you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. You can't say the right thing to the wrong person. So you get them started, and then you go back to your list. Dan, come on up. You with your Facebook, and I got to pull you up. You can handle it. So I'm going back to my list. I'm inviting my friends. He's showing up, and I'm right back through the process. Just because my team's growing over here doesn't mean I'm some big shot. Oh, by the way, some of you, you're going to be so proud of this right here. This one person, and all of a sudden it's turning into a team, that you're going to want to be the one involved all the time. You're going to sabotage your own business. So I get Dan, same questions. He's ready to get started. Wants to make money, wants to do it fast. You got one person. Who is it? Lorenzo. You wouldn't have showed up. So, same exact thing. Okay, so, man, congratulations, welcome to the team, man. You want to just shop, you want to make some money? Oh, cool. A lot of money, a little bit.
A lot.
Okay. Slow or fast?
Fast.
All right, same questions. You got one person, who is it?
Terry.
All right. So for the sake, you got to watch the same thing every 30 seconds. You guys just get to stand up here for good looks. All right. How much money did I make?
$100.
Maybe, yeah. Now that's like, unless y'all went half sales. So here, now let me go into the next level of this thing. Okay, this is the how to build it. This is easy. This is the sense of urgency of it. Hey, you got one person, who is it? Can we go see him? Here's where it gets a little different. Here's where some of you, it might not turn out the same way. Let's say I signed up Billy and it's 11:45 at night. Maybe Billy's a shift worker. Maybe he's a bartender or a server, and there's no way he's going to be able to meet me for travel party times and stuff like that. He's a 4 to 12, 4 to 10 schedule, something like that. But he just got off of work. He's fired up. He's ready to, he's up for more hours, and this is his time to be off, but 11:45, I work during the day. I got to be at work at 6 o'clock. I got to be at work at 5 o'clock in the morning. So how many of us in that situation would say, who's that one person? Can we go get him right now? at 11:45 at night. And it's not because you're worried about them, it's because you're worried about yourself. It's because you're worried about you getting sleep, or you being rested for work, or whatever it is. And this is what I'm saying. If you have that mindset, if you don't get rid of it quick, I don't know if you're going IMD. You might hit senior rep. Maybe you'll luck up and hit director. But people do what you do, they don't do what you say. Ever. So if I'm like, hey, I got to work at 6 in the morning, how about we meet up tomorrow? You free tomorrow? Yeah, at 11 o'clock. Because that's the schedule. See, I'm sabotaging my business. I'm putting a stop on my business right here because I want to go to my 6, 7, 8 hours of sleep. So as we're going through this though, let's say that we're still going fast. Okay? You got that sense of urgency. We talked about ACEs, right? Building leaders. Breeding leaders. We all hope to have an ace left and an ace right. But we got to know what they look like. Here's what an ace is to me. You guys might want to take notes if you haven't heard this. Okay? An ace got these 4 qualities. And it doesn't matter the priority or the order, but these 4 qualities. Credibility of their context, the ability to take a punch, which means handle rejection and still keep moving. Desire, and for me, the most important one is coachable and teachable. If you come into this thing and I can't teach you anything, we're not going to work together. If you already know that, if you can do it better, if I'm teaching you something, you're trying to reinvent the wheel, I'm done with you. And some of y'all, especially the yellows, are like, what? Nah. Like, we're not in this. Like, we're looking for people like us, like-minded, goal-oriented people. So, now that I know what an ace looks like, got those 4 qualities, I got to know how to find them. So even though I'm no longer the one in the trenches of building this, I'm still the leader. I still have to be the one sorting. I still have to figure out, see, you guys all got Tony LoBuglios, you guys all got David Townsends, you all got Sarah Browns, you guys all got the leaders that you all aspire to be and the people you want in your business walking in your business every single day. 1, are you recognizing them? 2, are you engaging them? Are you relying it up to the brand new person, Lefty, to engage the Eric Grzybowski? What if he's best friends with Eric and Eric just doesn't look at him like that? But you're leaving it up to Lefty. What are your chances of getting Eric to go do anything in your business? You got to be the one. You got to show up. You got to put eyeballs on everybody. You got to be the sorter. And even if you're not the person at the level to where you can take an Eric Grzybowski and go get him, you know how to put them in front of the right people that could connect the dots. We're going through this thing, okay? And I'm starting to look for my aces right from the get-go, right from when I sign up Billy, when I say, hey, you got one person in this whole world, who is it? Can you get him to come here? Some people are going to be like, I don't want to do that. I want to go check out my site first, or, I don't. Or when I say, hey, you already saw 3 times you're doing the first half. No, I don't really feel, I don't know, I'm not ready yet. You know what you're telling me? You're not too coachable. Because see, I told him, I said, I don't care if you mess it up, man. It don't matter. We're going to get better. If we're all going to suck, we all do suck at the beginning. I don't care about that. You know what I want to see? Are you coachable? Are you getting outside your comfort zone? Are you going? Are you moving in that direction? So you're letting me know right off the bat. But as this is going, again, we're meeting people at travel parties. We're doing 3-way calls. So I'm making sure I'm in this business. And maybe, what's your name? Craig. Come on up here, Craig. Maybe Craig, I'm looking at my back office. I start to see Craig's name pop up a little bit. I go to look at my event attendees list, and I see he's already got a ticket. He's only been in like a week. Maybe he's sending me a message, or I'm hearing from his upline that this person's credible and this person got Desire, and they've already signed up 6 people in the first week and stuff like that. See, he's showing me that he's got what it takes to be an ace. Doesn't mean he is an ace, but he's showing the qualities of an ace. Coachable and teachable, desire, obviously credibility with his contacts. So, if I recognize him as an ace, I don't know him. It was 1, 1, 1, 1. He's all the way down here. I don't even know who the heck he is. But because I recognize what he's doing, I'm going to go insert myself into his life. What's up, Craig? How you doing, man? My name's Tony. Nice to meet you, brother. I've been hearing a lot of good things about you. Yeah. So what I'm going to spend a little bit of time picking his brain, kind of like what we did. You want to travel, you want to make money. What are you doing this for? How can I help you? I'm trying to figure out what he wants out of Real Ventures. Why are you doing this? And then when I learn that, now my goal is to help you get there as fast as humanly possible. Help you become what you need in Real Ventures so that you can achieve that. So, he's my ace. Build through. Okay? You always put one in, you build through them. You don't know if they're aces or not. You keep building through and building through and building through until you find an ace. And then you build with. This is the person I want to pour into. This is the person, when you do your next travel party, I'm doing the presentation. Okay? I want to do your 3-way calls. So I'm going to be the one pouring into him. I'm going to teach him how to present. I'm going to teach him how to close. I'm going to duplicate myself right here. And I'm going to build with, and I'm going to be in the trenches. I'm going to do that. He's going to learn from me, and then before you know it, he's going to be a little Tony LoBuglio. Just like Eric Grzybowski's got a bunch of little Grzybowskis running around here. Right. That's all we did. Eric had a posture about him of, this is it. This is us. This is who I am. This is what we do. This is our speed. You either come along, come keep up, come be a part of it, or don't. It's something that either it made you want to be a part, or it intimidated you so much that you couldn't be a part of it. Now, if I do my job and I duplicate myself and he becomes me, essentially, now he's a build 4. Now I can disappear, go take a dream trip, go lay on the beach, go raise my family, go do whatever, because my business is in good hands. Realistically, it's not just going to be one ace that gets your business that way. There's going to be quite a few of them before you can completely take your hands off the wheel. I think we're all a long ways away from that. But until you can get somebody and the systems in place to keep it going without you, you're going to have to continue to work. So everybody pause for a second. Everybody look around the room. This is my team. And hold on, I know it's exciting. How many personals did I put in? 2 personals. He's not my personal, I just down here, but I put in 2 personals. Maybe it's left leg, right leg, maybe it's just one leg, I don't know. But look at this line down here. If we do this right, every single time, congratulations, team group, congratulations, team group, congratulations, team group. Every time, congratulations, team group, congratulations, team group. Every single time somebody joins the business and somebody has somebody placed underneath them, there should be 5 or 6 text messages bombarding their phone saying, congratulations, your team just grew. Especially the new people, because they're like, my team just grew. I didn't even do it. What? How did that happen? And now they're getting more excited. And now they want to be a part of it. Now they want to help their business. Congratulations, your team's grew. But what it also does is it creates so much fear. He starts, my team just grew? What do you mean? Yeah, did you log in your back office yet? No, it's only been 2 days. Oh, log in your back office, check it out. And when they see one leg that's completely blown out the water, and I say, hey, you're only one person away from changing your life. You don't even have to be the person. You might just luck up and go find one Dan Hoyt, and all of a sudden your left leg turns into that. You're the highest paid marketing director of World Ventures. Who would be mad about that? Put in 2, 3, 4 personals, making 6 figures as a marketing director. The point is that they ain't quitting. Some of them are going to be dumb and quit because they ain't going to know any better. But the ones that got a brain on them, they're going to realize what they have underneath them, and they're not quitting. Now, we still got to feed the team leg. Nobody gets a charity. You still got to put your 4 in there. System doesn't let you go inside anyway, so you get your 4. So we're going to go ahead and take care of your 4 on the other side, but now we're going to straight hammer down that inside leg. That's all we're focused on. That's it. Trying to get the inside leg to catch up to this. And what you're doing is you're turning them into a chaser. And that's all they're doing. And if you find the right ones, with the right temperament, with the right personality, with the right go-get-it in them, that's going to become their mission. All they're going to try to do is go get that other leg to catch up with their long leg. And what you got is you got cycling, you got people popping ranks, you got people making money. We start going on dream trips. We're all meeting together for travel parties at night. We're doing fun events. David Townsend put on a DTL launch last night at Milwaukee Street Tavern. That place was fun, y'all. We had a blast, mini bowling. Go to that place. I told them, I was like, if I had this in my backyard, we would be here once or twice a week, without a doubt. Especially when you got an organization this big, y'all can have like 10 different groups throughout the week go. Keep getting reward points, but the thing is you're creating that family ship, that team camaraderie, that glue that when the crap starts hitting the fan and people start getting scared and we don't really know what's happening, it don't even matter because you know what, this bond is so tight that I don't care if we're selling pencil top erasers door to door, we still gonna crush this thing.
Yeah.
All right, you guys can all sit down. Thank you. Come on.
Really? We have all the time, right?
You guys were awesome because y'all grew like I couldn't even imagine. You sure that was every 30 seconds? Y'all put in 100 real quick. Somebody went 90-90 in 90 days.
You know what was amazing though? I only filled the first 5, and then it just started spreading on its own without having to tell the farther people down.
Yep.
It just got conveyed and conveyed.
Yep. And that's the power right there in that. It's the duplication of it, the multiplication. And it's the sense of urgency that you're planning. You guys have all heard speed of the leader determines the speed of the pack. And if you haven't yet, I'm going to tell you for the first time, the speed of the leader determines the speed of the pack. And we ain't just talking about when the leader starts out and they get rolling, because some leaders can get up and they can go crank really quickly, but all of a sudden they hit a plateau, now they want to disappear. Or they do disappear. Speed of the leader determines the speed of the pack. Not even the speed. Not just the speed. The posture. The culture. The sense of urgency. The vision. The vision. What kind of vision are y'all casting around here? Where are y'all going with this? Where are you going individually with this? You know what I tell people? And I said it on stage, I said it here in Denver, I told a lot of you. My goal is to own the Baltimore Orioles. I come from a family of welfare and nothing, and my goal was to own the Baltimore Orioles. And I believe it's going to happen. See, here's how I believe it's going to happen. I may not make enough money individually to become a multi-billionaire to buy that. But if you make a few mil, you make a few mil. You're going to make like 70 mil. Make a few mil. I know you love sports. If I called you and said, hey, you want to go on the Orioles with me, what would you say? Not at the moment, but it will. But you see there's power in numbers. And look, we all might be a part of World Ventures for the rest of our lives. We probably will be. But if you think that this is all we're ever going to do for the rest of our lives, that's pretty naive. But what I also understand is that the people you do business with, if it turned out to be a good business and a good relationship and it worked out, who do you think are going to be the very first people you call for the next one? Or the next investment, or the next thing, or so on and so forth. Especially if you guys collectively had so much success together, it's going to be your first calls. So collectively, what can we do? I'm not playing. This isn't a rhetorical question. You don't have to answer, but answer it in your own heads. What can't we do? If the vision is big enough, what can't we do? So say, what is your vision that you're casting with people? How big is it? Is it big enough to scare people? I think mine is. And I see it on people's faces. It doesn't happen in terms of fear. People, it's like, really? Like they can't believe it. Like, why are you thinking about a goal like that high? It's intimidating to some people. But like I told you, those are the same people that stay exactly where they are because they didn't have a vision big enough to get them out of that situation. Now maybe if I never even own the Baltimore Warriors, I never even get close, who cares? What if by chasing that vision, it does enough in my life, it just gets me to change my situation? You think that'd be worth it? What kind of vision y'all casting as a team here? Forget the personal stuff. You know, when I started 5 years ago, you know who was running World Ventures? Rat Pack. And I'm not saying you're not. Now, I don't know. You know. I don't know your business. I haven't been in Denver in 3 years. But I got inspired by Rat Pack. I signed up by Rat Pack. My very first major training was for you. My very first event. When did you walk IMD? Youngest IMD at the time, huh? I think so. Pretty sure. You guys were you guys were the inspiration, man. 18 and 19-year-olds going to school, don't know crap about life, got no money, no experience. Am I wrong? You know what y'all had? A vision. Y'all had a vision. Retire at 20. Y'all had a vision. Y'all had a collective message. It didn't even matter if you were 20 or 30 or 40. It didn't matter. You just automatically fit into it. Nobody was talking like that. Retire at 20? Your vision scared a lot of people. It's too strong for a lot of people. They couldn't see it. You look at these leaders up here, they couldn't see these guys and gals up here leading an army. Just like you guys out there, your friends can't see it. You maybe not even can see it. You know, back in early on, before I was even a director, those times when I was trying to hit senior rep, I would still go tell every single person, we're going to have 20,000 people in our organization. We're going to have 20,000 people in our organization. We're going to grow this so big and so fast, we're going to have 20,000 people in this organization. And you can be number one, you can be number 20,000. I don't really care. It took us 3 years to get to 25,000 people in our organization. And trust me, that was not me. That was a whole heck of a lot of people and a whole lot of leaders better than me. It was a collective effort that got to that part without a doubt. But the visions that you cast off, guys, thoughts become things. The words that you speak to yourself every single day. I rode around with Dick, I rode around with Dan. And I would say, I would cut you off when I hear a certain word or a certain tone. Is that the story you want for yourself? When you say, I'm not good at, I just can't seem to be able to, is that the story you want to tell yourself? Or you want to say, you know what? We're going to put in 25,000. I'm going to own the Baltimore Orioles. I'm going to be an international marketing director in this company. I'm going to lead tens of thousands all over the world to achieve their dreams. Both can be believable. Both you can scoff at. But what story do you want to tell? You know, when I cast that vision so big and so scary, and I said, hey, I'm on the Baltimore Orioles. That's my power too. Because see, here's the thing. Especially if people come from like places like I've come from, where there's nobody talking like that around them? See, they first start looking at you like, you're right. But then it starts to change, like, and curiosity creeps in, and attraction creeps in. People start looking at you like, you know what, Brian? You're crazy as hell. I don't know about this, man. But here's what I do know. I don't have anybody in my life talking about stuff like this. I don't have anybody in my life talking about a goal or a vision this big. And whether it actually happens or not, you know what? I want to be around you. Because anybody that can think at that level, have the confidence, the posture, try to set themselves up for that level, I want to be around. You want to be around. Success leaves clues. We all heard 5 people you spend the most time with. Who do you want to be around? What kind of stories do you want to have? It all starts right here, especially in World Ventures. So I say this, I'm wrapping up this segment, but it's time to start changing the story here. And what I love about World Ventures, what I love about this is that it doesn't matter how you've been the whole last week, the last month, the last year, the last 5 years, however you built it, however your culture is, however fast, however slow you went, whether you did it wrong, whether you did it right. You know what you got? You get to start all over with every new person you bring into this organization. World Ventures has been through some stuff in the past year, hasn't it? For some of us, had we known what was going to happen, it would have been too scary. We wouldn't be here. But we are. It wasn't that bad after all. But here's the point. The person that you're about to meet tomorrow, they don't know about the last year. They don't know about the business. They don't know about your business, about your life, your posture, your confidence. If your business was like mine, R&D going backwards, they don't know that. And I'm not saying, let's go wide. Like, that's not at all what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is get it out of your head. It doesn't matter. Let go of that baggage that's still holding you back. New blood is the lifeblood, and every time we find somebody brand new, hey, what doesn't matter if the person I put in was like, hey, you want to meet next week for your launch party? That's slow to me. That's a slow culture. That's a slow process. Hey, when's your next day off? No, I'm not doing all that. I don't care if you have a day off. You can call somebody on your way to work. You can call somebody on your lunch break. This is our speed. This is what we do. This is our culture. Come in and you adopt this culture. You come move in with us and you're going to be getting the same results. But if you come here and you try to fight the system, I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested in convincing anybody to do anything they don't want to do. I'm not trying to beg you to do this. I'm not trying to beg you to stay in. I'm not in this to babysit anybody. If that's you, get out of here. Now, obviously, we can't say that to people and don't say that to people, but your posture and how you move in your business will dictate that. I go to markets all over the time, and people say, man, how do we do what Get Paid Nation's doing? How did Eric, we don't know. You understand if we knew, we would have already done it a couple times over again? I don't have an IMD on my team yet. If I knew the magic sauce, like how to go put a bunch of IMDs in, like it would already been done. We don't know. You know what we do? We set our compass. I set my compass. I believe blue. I don't care if my best friend leaves. I don't care if my upline rolls out. This company changed my life. Wayne Newton changed my life. Set my compass. And no matter who's doing over here, who's over here, no matter what's happening over there, I don't care because my compass is set. I'm not a movable object. I'm not over here blowing, what are they doing? What they say? Oh, I don't know. What? They quit? Oh man, I don't know if I... Is World Ventures still here?
Yes!
Then I'm still here. My compass is set. That posture that we have, that posture that Eric has, it's just a set compass. It's, I know where I'm going. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm supposed to be doing. And no matter what happens in the day, whether this happens, that happens, so and so, whatever, I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do. I'm going to play my part. I can't save a company. I can't create a revolution on my own. I can't go create $1 million earners on my own, but I'm going to do my part. And there's something that happens, man. When you become that person where you're not blowing in the wind, you're not worried about whether, oh, they're going so fast, and why ain't I? Or it doesn't matter. You're not comparing yourself anymore. You're not. You hear bad news, or Sally quits on your team. Now you're getting. I don't know if I want to go to the trial party. You're letting all these external factors control your life and ultimately determine where you're going to end up. Here's what I do know. We are all born for a life of abundance. We all got hopes and we got dreams in our hearts and in our heads. You do. I don't even have to convince you. You do. I know you all do. And you might not understand them. You might not understand your purpose in life. You might not understand how you're supposed to play or how it's supposed to go. But understand the things that you have in your heart, that's your roadmap. The gifts that you're given, that's yours. We all have gifts. We all have talents, and they're all different, but they're all meant for us. If I go around trying to compare myself to David Townsend, that's not doing any of us justice. He's got different gifts than I do. He's got different talents. He's probably got different goals and dreams in his heart. I can't try to live his life. Set your compass, y'all. Live the way God wants you to live. How does He want you to live? By what's in your heart. Try to be better every day. Lead with an open heart. Forget money. Worry about people. Money will come. Try to uplift people. Help them. Guide them. Lead them. We're in some scary times in this world. We have been for a while. And it's probably not going to get better anytime soon. Politicians are split. Government's split. It's racial divides everywhere. The wealth gap is getting bigger and bigger. Scary times. Got war all over the world. And in times right now, people are just looking to be led, man. Can't trust the politicians. People don't trust the people they work with. People don't know where to go. Why are we so skeptical when they see something, or anything really? Why are we skeptical? Because for most of us, man, we never had somebody show up in our lives to just lead us to where we want to go. We've always had somebody push us down their road or down their vision. Here's what I challenge y'all to do. Just lead. Lead people. Help them get to where they want to be. You do enough helping other people, man, your life's going to change like you can't even imagine. The good Lord's going to bless you like you can't even imagine. But here's also where I know where some of us are at, and I am to a certain degree. That's why I look up to a lot of y'all. That's why we say iron sharpens iron. That same thing that I told you that was in me earlier, that greatness, I don't know what it is. I don't know how I'm supposed to help. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I don't know what I'm going to do with my life at the end. But I know there's something great there. Just as exciting as it is, it's scary as all hell. Because I know in order to get to any type of level in this life and in this world, for every single level, there's going to be another devil. But not only that, in order to get past that and to grow from that, you're going to have to become somebody you're not. You're going to have to get outside your comfort zone. You're going to have to learn something, do something, be something. You're going to have to stop being what you currently are in order to step up to be what you want to be or what you're supposed to be. And this is where I think we all get stuck. Because we think we need to know what that's supposed to be or what we're supposed to do. And because we don't know our purpose, we decide to roll around life, just rolling with the wind, or we don't move. Understand that everything that happens to you is there for a reason. You know, sometimes you're supposed to be molded, or you're going to be molded. Sometimes you're going to go through a storm of your life. Probably more than once, probably a couple times. You're going to go through storms like you can't even imagine. And it's funny, and every time the storm's there, you're always just, especially if you're a believer, you're like, why? You just don't understand it. And you start praying, and what you're praying for, what some of us pray for is instead of understanding, or what am I supposed to learn from this, or how do I grow from this, or why is this here, why is this happening, you know, instead of those things, we start praying, God, please make it go away. Please make it easier. Please do this. Please do that. And what we're doing is we're asking to be led down a path that we think we want, that we think that we should be going down, that we think that is our vision. And what we can subconsciously do is we can completely derail our purpose, delay our purpose, because we think we know. And the reality is we don't. So here's the deal. You all have greatness in you. You all have massive greatness in you. But you gotta take that lid off, man. You gotta take it off your brain. Your own mindset is crippling you right now. The bullshit stories you're telling yourself about how you can't, about what you don't deserve, about where you came from, about what your family's like, about what your bank account looks like right now, about the car you're driving, about the relationships you have. You're letting that crap hold you back. Instead of using that crap as your story and your power to help change other people's lives. If I didn't start this day out by telling you about my business and how it went, the ups and the downs, the ins and outs, letting you in on my family, my emotions, and all that stuff, you probably wouldn't be rocking with me like you're rocking with me right now. Most of you wouldn't be paying attention to me like you're paying attention right now. You wouldn't trust me. My story gives me credibility. My story and my past and everything that I went through gives me power. So does yours. Nobody wants to follow anybody that hasn't been through anything. Nobody wants to follow anybody that's not willing to go through anything. Guys, you're meant for abundance. You got gifts in you. Who gives a crap what anybody thinks? Who gives a crap about what anybody tells you you should be doing or how you should act? I think y'all are ready. I think y'all are ready to recreate your Rat Pack. I think y'all are ready to put this company on your back. I think you're ready to find some new youngest IMDs in the company. Probably got them in this room. Do you believe it though? You gonna believe it tomorrow when I'm not in your face no more? Because you understand that's the difference, right? You know, I talk about all the baggage, but you know what else holds us back? Our comfort. My whole entire business, I feel like I've been fighting for momentum and fighting to keep it. That's it. You don't need to fight for momentum. You just gotta go create it. Some of you are like, yeah, Tony, that's easy. Easier said than done. No, it's pretty easy. See what most people do in this business, what I realized for 5 years, and some of these leaders can attest to it too, is that, it's peaks and valleys. It's always peaks and valleys, peaks and valleys, peaks and valleys. Your business, the industry, it's always peaks and valleys. And even when you go to billion-dollar companies, it's not like a straight climb up. It's whoop, whoop. Like, it's always going to be peaks and valleys. But, see, the ones that end up being the ones at the top when it's a billion-dollar company, multi-billion-dollar company, because you do know that World Ventures is on WV 2.0 right now, right? We're full-fledged all in on this sucker. Full-fledged, all in, baby. And the people that were here for 1.0 that ain't here, cool. Later, you helped us get to where we were supposed to be. You helped us, you molded us, you guided us, you were here for a season of our life. It doesn't really matter. You were around for 1.0, but here we are, 2.0. And the top income earners for 1.0 ain't probably going to be the same with 2.0 unless they're willing to get back in the trenches and get back to work. It's a different comp plan. Different membership, different vision, different mindset. We learned a lot. We're not going to repeat some of those same mistakes. And here we are, starting over WV 2.0, when we have some of the largest market share in the entire world, when we're in the countries that we're not even close to being open in yet, some of the biggest economic countries in the world, some of the biggest populations in the world, we're not even opening yet. But when we are opening them, and there's tens of millions of brand new Dream Trust members in there, who's going to have the market share?
Right.
Is it going to be Lorenzo because he's already in IMD and he's the only one that can go sign up a new country? Or is it going to be the person that says, it's going to be my market share. It's going to be my team. The top income earners for this multi-billion-dollar company, they're not set yet. We just shift around a whole bunch of seats at the table. And oh, by the way, we took a whole lot of chairs out. We got a whole lot of open seats at this table here. And as far as I know, there ain't nobody walking around saying, you know what, you're good enough to be in, you're not. No, there ain't nobody picking and choosing. Who wants it? Who's doing the dang thing? Who's going to step up and own it? Who sees what Sasha's doing right now? Y'all impressed by that? Why? Because what? Sasha ain't doing anything. I got mad respect and props. Sasha, same thing. I'm impressed too. Yeah, I'm all that. Yeah. Like, Sasha is the real deal. Sasha ain't nobody. You know what he's doing? He's stepping up to his greatness. He's not letting the fears and the doubts of people quitting in Africa and big leaders and all that stuff. He's not saying, oh, I don't know. He's not holding himself back. He's not letting the stories that have been told to him, Africa only makes this much money, and they're not paying attention to that. They're recreating their story. They're deciding what story they want to tell. Triple IMD, December 31st. He's deciding his story. And don't lie, some of us looked at that and were like, bro, come on, man. Why can't he? Maybe he don't hit IMD by December 31st. Maybe he hits by February 15th. July 1st. Is it really going to matter in the end? But you know what Sasha's doing for real? Sasha's leading people that are looking to be led. He ain't saying nothing different than Brian says. He doesn't know more than you know. You got the same comp plan, same product, same everything. Actually, you even have all of that better because you're over here in the United States and we're an American company. They have so many limitations on them over there. Why can't we? So I don't know when I'm going to be back here, y'all, but I hope it's not too long from now. And I hope that when I do come back, first of all, these ain't the same people in the front of this room. I don't want to see these ugly mugs no more. They should be standing in the back. You guys should go put in so many dang marketing directors. You guys that aren't even marketing directors yet should be sitting in these seats right here. You know who's going to be the one sitting in the seat though? one that's already got in their mind that says, Zoe's sitting in my chair. Because that's all the mindset we had when we started World Ventures. When I went to that very first United event, Zoe sitting in the third row, youngest IMD. You know what was going through my mind? Good job, young man. Man, props. But you're sitting in my seat. For real. Where am I sitting now? He's got a better seat now, but like for real. Thoughts become things. Don't rely just on your judgment. Picture's way bigger than you. And if you try to control your life to every single degree, you try to, avoid the things that cause you pain. Understand that some of those things are good. Some of those things are better. They're helping you. They're growing you. They're molding you. Go through it. The only way through is through. The only way to the top of this thing is to work your freaking ass off, y'all. That's the only way. But the harder you work and the faster you do it, you can compact time. In our jobs, we can't do that. In the military, I couldn't do that. I couldn't go say, hey, sir, if I work harder this week, can I get promoted next week? Hey, sir, no. If I save you money, could I look better? No. If I smile better, if I have the best surveys, no, it doesn't matter. Here, the harder you work, the faster you go, the more you compact time. It's 3,000 total memberships to International Marketing Director. Platinum counts as 2. 3,000. 3,000. Some people listen to that number and they're like, oh, shoot, I don't even know how the heck I'm going to get there. I don't know if it's possible for somebody like me. I saw that. I'm sure some of these leaders saw that. And we're like, 3,000? That's nothing. And I don't care. I don't plan on getting it next week, but I don't care if it takes me 20 years to get to this point. It'll be worth it. Yo, I haven't worked a job in almost 5 years. Some of these other leaders, same thing, maybe even longer. Some of you might have more money in your bank account than me right now. You might have a flashy car and all that stuff. But you know what I got? Freedom. I might not be able to go buy a jumbo jet right now, but I got enough money and enough freedom and enough tools at my disposal that I can make almost every decision that I want to make. For average folk, I can do it all day, every day, and my life's not going to make a difference. Don't you think that's worth it enough? Compact time, y'all. Stop playing. Because all you're doing is affecting everybody else. Affecting your life, your family, your friends, all the people that are looking at you for inspiration. You try to control your life. What if David said, you know what? I don't know if I want to be on a video. I don't know if I want to do this recording. And because he never made a video, I never got to see the deal. I know it might not have to be that black and white. But what if that was the one thing that tipped over one thing, that tipped over one thing, that led to this one thing, that ultimately led to what we've all done? And because he tried to stop it, because he thought he wasn't good enough, because he was afraid of public speaking, because whatever the hell kind of crap you have in your head that you're holding on. I'm too young. I'm not experienced enough. Nobody trusts me. I don't know how to do this. I've never done this before. I'm too old. I don't have the money. I don't have the education. I don't have that many friends. I'm an introvert. Who cares? You understand? It's just crap. Instead, use what you think is holding you back as the thing that pushes you forward. And go change the crap ton of lives. Wrap back. Y'all ready? Yeah! What y'all think? They ready? Alright. I'm gonna end this segment right here, right now. Just like drop of the mic. Alright? Where are we at? You good? You ready? Okay, next gonna come up for one last segment. Let me tell you before, in case I forget, dude, mad props to you, bro. Like, I got a lot of respect for you. Like, you're public speaking, the way you train and all that, man, you're a powerhouse. Yeah. And I know you're behind you in this company. International training. Yeah. I've never trained with him before. And a lot of times I sit back and I take notes on my phone on every single trainer, and I'm just telling you, dude, you're the real deal. Don't stop. I don't give a damn if all these guys up here stop. Don't stop. You're gonna change the world, man. All right? Let's get it, bro.
All right. Take a seat. Damn. Tony LoBuglio is the real deal. True or not true? True. So I'm actually going to talk fast, so that way we can get Tony back up here and bring this thing in for a landing, all right? Everybody cool with that? Tony talked about a lot of good stuff, and I'm just going to share some of my story real quick, and just the number one thing that helped my wife and I. I'm going to try and get this message across, for you guys pretty quick, and Tony already touched on some of this stuff, but there's that song out there, some of God's greatest gifts are unanswered prayers. You guys heard that? Is that Garth Brooks? Who sings that? Is it Garth Brooks? And that's the truth. That's absolutely the truth. And sometimes you're going through, these hard times in the business or whatever the case might be, and you're praying to just get out, you're praying to get out, for things to change, or your business, your life, whatever. And some of God's greatest gifts are unanswered prayers. And so for those of you guys that don't know, really like our story, I want to just try and relate, you know what I mean? For Danielle and I, we signed, like I told you guys earlier, when we were 19 years old, we were in college, broke, all that kind of stuff. It took us three plus years to get to senior rep. So, and this isn't like 3 years of kind of like fiddle farting around and not doing stuff. Like this is 3 years of going to the training events. If there was a Super Saturday, we were there. There was regional, we were there. There was a national event, we were there. Okay? And we're talking to people, we're making things happen. And we made all kinds of mistakes back then, but there's some of you that are in the room that maybe you've been in World Ventures for a little bit and you're not a senior rep. All right? Or you're not where you want to be yet. So for us, it took us 3 years. So we joined in January of 2009, and we hit senior rep in March of 2012. And like I said, that whole time, we're doing it, we're talking to people, we're trying to make things happen, and we made a lot of mistakes. I would just say that the number one mistake that we made is we didn't believe big enough fast enough. That was it. You know what I mean? We didn't believe in ourselves and just everything around. We didn't have the belief, and you're always going to perform to the level of your belief. Okay, so. If you're not performing where you want to perform, realize that, there might be a work ethic thing there. It was like that for us, but there was also a belief thing there. Okay? We had to break through that. All right? And so it took us 3 years to get to senior rep, and what ended up happening is we went to this event. We went to Millionaire Boot Camp. We went to boot camp this was in July of 2012. Okay, and at this point, we've got some people on our team, and it's so awesome that Tony was talking about how to build, because that's what we did. Okay, so we signed up Q. He was our one person, and we built, and so we've got one team going. All right, but no one's ever been placed on our team, so we got to build 2 teams. So some of you guys that are in the room, you're getting people put on your team. God bless America. Okay, that is fantastic. All right. But we showed up on the inside of an inside somewhere. So we completely we got to build both of our teams. Okay, so we go to boot camp, and just to tell you the end of the story real quick, we went from senior rep essentially to marketing director in about 6 weeks. Okay, coming out of that boot camp. All right, and we're going to that boot camp. We have a little bit of stuff going on our team, and realize this is 3 years. We say it was 6 weeks, but really it was 3+ years of learning, growing, getting better, contacting people, signing up people, not going right, signing up people, they quit the next day. Did you beat all those? Sorry. Zoe has a big pile of wrappers over here of snacks. Squirrel, sorry. But that was 3 years. 3+ years of just doing the work. You know what I mean? And could we have done more? Absolutely. You know what I mean? And some of you that are in the room, if you're not yet where you want to be, you can do more. You're inviting one person a week. You know what I mean? Like, that's what we're doing for part of that, but, you know, we finally started to get some stuff going, and we ended up going to this boot camp, and I'm just curious, but who was at that boot camp in 2012? There's some hands up. Awesome. Byron Schrog at that event gave a talk called Enough, okay? And I remember when he was giving that talk, we weren't where we wanted to be financially in our life. You know, it seemed like everything in our life wasn't going the way that we wanted it to. Like we were just in a tough spot, you know, for sure financially we weren't making a lot of money, but just in really all aspects of our life, like spiritually we were off track, physically we were for sure off track, okay? I think I weighed like 210, which, you know, I'm 5'9", okay? Like, doesn't look good on me. You know, so we're undisciplined. We're not working out. Like, we're just, a lot of things are off track. And I remember when Byron was giving that talk, I remember exactly where I was in that room. And I remember freaking shaking, just with frustration, with like where I was at. And I made a new decision. And some of you guys aren't where you want to be. And I'm telling you, if you're not yet where you want to be, or you know that you've got more in you, it takes a new decision. Okay, Tony talked about it. You know what I mean? You got to set your compass. But a lot of us, our compass is just going willy-nilly. You don't get any sort of direction. You need to make a new decision, set a new direction from where you are right now. Okay? And that's what we did. I got real with myself on where I was at. You know, in my business, in my life, in my discipline, in my work ethic, and all these, you know, these things that I knew were off track. All right? And we made that new decision. And a big part of that new decision was to stop looking outside, okay? Lots of times in our life, we want things to change, but we're unwilling to change, okay? So we got to stop looking outside, and we just have to look inside. You know, that's absolutely what we did. We made this new decision, and, you know, I want you guys to think right now, in your World Ventures business, okay? And if you're taking notes, write this down, all right? Write down, like, who's your leader in your World Ventures business? Like, Who's your leader in the World Ventures business? Write it down. Who's your leader? Right? My leader in my World Ventures business is blank, you blank. So we made the decision, and some of you guys get where I'm going with this, some of you guys don't. But, you know, look at whoever you wrote, okay? And if it's anyone other than myself, you need to cross that out. And you need to write myself. Some of you guys put Lorenzo down. Do you think Lorenzo's going to get you IMD? You think Lorenzo's going to get you where you want to be? No. That's on you. So if you scratch out the thing and write myself. That's the decision that we made. We made the decision to stop looking upline for someone to come save us. Because that's not going to ever happen. Okay? We stopped looking downline, okay, and trying to see trying to maneuver things and, you know, all this kind of stuff to get our team to get us where we want to be. And we looked in the freaking mirror. And we decided if we're going to make this thing happen, we are going to make this happen. That's the decision that we made. And yeah, we went and recruited new people. We made a new list. We started inviting people. We did all these things. We built through. We did all that stuff. Okay, but I'm telling you, until you get some of these other things right, it's different. You got to get it right here. You got to get it right here. All right. That's the decision that we made. We decided to stop looking everywhere else. We just looked in the freaking mirror. All right. And if you know that you've got more in you, there's more that you want to get out of you, out of yourself. You know you're capable of more. Let's go get it. I'm telling you guys, like, I am more excited right now in World Ventures than I've been in a really, really, really long time. Because exactly what Tony just said. There's a lot of room at the top. Yep. There's a lot of room. And there's a bunch of people that are going to go out there and go get it. And there's going to be a bunch of people who go out there and sit on their hands and do nothing. Who cares? Who are you going to be? Who do you want to be? You know what I mean? And what you've been so far has no say in what you're going to end up being. You know what I mean? Like I said, it took us a long time to get to senior rep, and we held on to that baggage for so long, and I'm telling you, it did nothing but slow us down. The sooner we let that go, the sooner we just moved on. And it's not, if you've been in for a while, you know how to build this business. You know. invite your girl, educate, you know, like you know how to do it. You know what I mean? I'm sure you can do it better, but you know what to do. All right? You just got to get over the past. You got to let go of the past. You got to forgive. Whatever you got to, you got to just move on. And you got to look in the mirror and you need to make a new decision if you're going to do that or not. All right? And so, like I said, guys, I wanted to talk quick because I want to hear more of Tony. But for those of you guys, I'm telling you guys, for those of you that come with us, all right, that really make a new decision, and you're not afraid to go put in the work. You're not afraid to make the calls, make a new list, all that kind of stuff. I'm telling you, 6 months from now, a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, our kids will be friends. We'll be island hopping in the Caribbean on a yacht together. We'll be on the beach of the world. We'll be in a hot tub in the Swiss Alps. We'll be toasting our champagne. And it ain't gonna be no crap champagne, it's gonna be Dom Perignon champagne. Let's go again, guys. Thank you. Give it up for Tony one last time. The People's IMD.
All right, guys, let's bring this sucker home. Who's ready to get the heck out of here? Yeah. Yes? No? That was kind of a trick question. Some of you are like, oh, I want more. Yeah, I want more. But who's ready to go get this thing rolling? Like, that's really what I'm asking. You know, we could have spent all day long talking about the nuts and the bolts and the how-to, but look, I just don't believe in that crap. We can teach you how to invite. We can teach you how to close. We can teach a monkey how to close. That's not the hard part about this business. The hard part is this right here. Staying at a 10 at all times, believing you can and actually going out and doing it. This thing right here, by the way, I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a doctor, so there's probably some of you in the room that are going to be like, you're wrong, but understand that the main function right here between this sucker between your ears is to keep you alive, is to keep you safe. That's why you go throughout the day and subconsciously you're like, oh, don't touch that, it's hot. Leave it alone, like you learn. That's why we avoid danger and things that we're afraid of, because our brain is saying, no, that's not where we want to go. Because it's saying, in order to stay alive, that's going in the wrong direction. Don't go to that dark area. And all your brain's trying to do is keep you safe and healthy. Well, listen, that's going to set you up for failure in this business. Safe and healthy ain't getting you nowhere. It's not going to help your parents or your brothers and sisters or your children change their lives. It's not going to help your friends. It's not going to help you change your life. You got to start tricking your mind and telling it something different. It needs to start believing something different. Play tricks on yourself. Set up systems in place to where even when you're not feeling like it, even when you're not at a 10, there's other things that are. There's other people that are. Have the system set up in place. The people. Iron sharpens iron. I got a solid 5 to 6 IMDs and NMDs in this company that I talk to every single week. Then I got a solid about 10 to 15 people on my team that I consider my leaders that I talk to about every other day. And I understand that energy is transferable. 100% transferable. Positive energy and negative energy. If we're sitting across from each other in a doctor's office and I'm like, giving you a mean mug, a stare, I got an attitude like I don't want to talk to you. Like, you get that, you feel that energy. We push that off. Not only is it that, but it's the fear and the resentment and the skepticism and all those things. We pass all that off to people. But you know what else you pass? Positive energy. The reason why we are so obsessed with training events in this company is because we understand what they do for you up here. Yes, you're going to learn a lot of the nuts and bolts and a lot of the stuff. But if you heard from my story about what I saw, and you're going to hear a couple other people come up and tell you about their experiences in training events, it's all about them believing that they can. That's what these suckers do. If I never went to a national training event, I wouldn't have saw that be the ace. I wouldn't have saw that burn your bridge. I wouldn't have met Eric Grzybowski. I wouldn't have saw the youngest IMD in the company. I wouldn't have saw some people from South Africa hit IMD, make 6 figures to where I could be like, what? People are winning everywhere? Well, if they can, I can. But you ain't getting that in your own backyard. You ain't getting that at home. You're not getting that at the travel parties because the vision is not big enough here yet. And even if it is, oh, by the way, when we do recognitions and so on and so forth, if you guys are these leaders up here in this market and you don't want to come tell your story anymore, stop. Stop. And I'm not saying that is, I don't know if it is or not, but if it is, stop it. You need to have your butts up here. People need to hear your story. I don't care if you've been telling the same rank story for 5 years. I don't care. It's not about you. It's not about the old people that have been seeing you for the last 5 years. It's that brand new person that showed up yesterday that doesn't know about anything, but they see a Brian and Sarah go hit NMD. They see a Zoe hit IMD. They see you guys and they hear your stories. That's what these suckers are for. It ain't for you. It ain't for us. Get out of your own way. Stop sabotaging your business and just step up and lead. Starts right here with this next training event we got coming up. Boot camp. Boot camp. July 20th through the 22nd. It's in Charlotte, North Carolina. Tickets are on sale right now for $300. WVEventReg.com. $300. I'm sure if you really look and you try, you ask your upline and you tell them you're looking at, you need to get a ticket, there's tickets floating around for less than $300. And there will be even more coming closer to the event. It always happens. If you're not yet registered for that event, you still got time. You still got a lot of time. Now, if you're not registered for the event, the question is, why aren't you registered for the event? Because with everything that I just talked about today, I said the roadmap is there. There ain't nothing special about none of them. Ain't nothing special about none of us. We just all found a vehicle that was worth getting good at, and we went and worked our butts off for a season of our life. Part of working those butts off is getting our butts to the training events to where we can be molded and grown and shown, and the belief can be instilled in us. If you're not doing your part to get to those events, then you're completely taking yourself out of a part of the equation, out of the roadmap that we have going on here. You're not giving yourself a fighting shot. Our company was designed around the training event. You want to go join another company that doesn't need training? Cool, go do it. Good luck. When this was created, since day one, Marcus said it's been here. You know, you go join Mary Kay or a company like that, and they're going to spend 95% of their time training their people, their brand new reps, on how to apply the makeup, on what goes, and that's where you would be spending most of your time. And there's a lot of network marketing companies in the world that are the same way. You spend most of your time focusing on non-income producing activities. Our leaders are smart. They've been around the block. They've been number one income earners in many companies before. We get a chance to learn from their mistakes. But don't go try to reinvent the wheel and be like, I don't need training. Yes, you do. That's why they put it there. And it's not so much because we got to teach you something new every 90 days. It's because we understand life happens, and this business happens, and it takes a toll on you. And it never goes as fast as you want. And when Billy Bob quits, or when you had that ace on your list that you just knew was going to get in, and they didn't even show up, it takes a little bit out of us, a little bit out of us. And we go from that 10 all the way down to where our cup is completely empty. And that's the danger zone. You let your cup get completely empty and you're done. I believe that's what happened to a lot of leaders that rolled out. They let their cup get too empty. They didn't see enough water around them to fill it back up. Well, these training events are full of water. $1 million water. And they're giving it away for free. All you got to do is show up and get filled up. That's all you got to do. I told you, I started this day, there ain't nothing special about me. And I don't care how Nick says how good I am, there ain't nothing special about me. I'm doing something that he could do, she could do. Like, a lot of y'all can do what I'm doing right here. I'm speaking from the heart. That's it. I'm not trying to convince you of anything. I don't get paid one single dime off all any of y'all. Whether you do or you don't, no skin off my back. But I'm doing what I feel like I'm supposed to be doing. When they called me, asked me to come, I had stuff going on. I had appointments. And I sat back and I hit you up like the next day or whenever it was. And I just said, ask myself, I asked God. And it's not that, I'm not that like intense right dad's God to do a Super Saturday. But I asked him, what am I supposed to be doing in this season? What is my purpose? Not just for my life and my business, but I'm a leader in this company. What is my role right now? And I've concluded that all I'm going to do, at least for the rest of this year, is I'm just going to say yes. I'm just going to say yes. Somebody called me yesterday to do a Super Saturday next month. I said yes. I don't know what my schedule looks like. I just said yes. Because I just believe that I'm in the right place at the right time with the right people. And if I play my part, it's all going to work out so much bigger than I can even fathom. But I don't exactly know what my part is. So all I can responsibly do is just do whatever's in here and just keep stepping up. So, here's your chance to step up, y'all. We got boot camp coming up. July 20th through the 22nd, like I said, Charlotte, North Carolina. And you could be in your mind thinking, I don't know if I have the time, I don't know if I have the money. You know what you're doing? You're pulling yourself further away. That purpose God's got for you, you're trying to tell him you know a little bit better than him. Just make the decision first. Just say, I'm going to be there. I don't know how I'm going to be there. I don't know where the money's going to come from. I don't know if I'm going to even be able to get off of work. I don't know if I have somebody to go watch my kids. But you know what? I'm going to be there. And when you make the decision, just watch how things line up. Watch how the doors start to open. When you step up and you do your part, the doors start to open like you can't even imagine. And you will be guided down a roadmap and a path to some greatness and to abundance and a lifestyle and a freedom and such a rewarding that you won't even, you won't understand it yourself. You'll be questioning, why me? Why? What did I do that was so special? And all you did was just step up. So I'm going to call up three to five leaders. We got to get the heck out of here, by the way. So look, I am very long-winded, and when we're done, like, can y'all help me and just beeline it the hell out of this room? Because we got to. But I'm gonna ask a couple of leaders to come up and tell you their boot camp story, because we don't have a video to show you right now, but that doesn't mean that this event is not that powerful. Okay, this is that event. It's Millionaire Boot Camp. There's multi-million-dollar earners that are going to be training at that event and speaking at that event. And I'm telling you, they have the lifestyle that we want. All we got to do is go there and get filled up. So, top three, come up real quick, and then Nick, did y'all pick somebody? Nick, where you at? Did you pick the other two?
Ben.
Here's the mic. So, you know, I'm not from here. I wanted to get your leaders and a couple people that you know that have been to these events and just hear their story really quickly.
My name's Ben.
Hello. Okay, my name's Ben James. I got a walk stage last year at Millionaire Boot Camp as a director. Right when I showed up, my business was honestly kind of stalling out. And we only had about a dozen people that showed up. But out of that dozen, over the course of the next 8 weeks, we drove well over 100 depth on one of our legs on our team, and it's just been clicking since. So I'd highly, highly suggest coming to Millionaire Boot Camp.
Okay, well, my name's Lorenzo. So we got started this 10 years ago when I was 19. I was a freshman in college up at UNC, and never done anything like this before. Our first training was like boot camp. The trainings were a little different back then, but boot camp would have been our first big training, and it was in Minnesota. And we had just signed up. I was broke. We'd been in for about 2.5 months. I think we had about 29 people on the team, and so any of the money I had made, I'd already spent it all, and I didn't have any other income coming in. And so we had the chance to go to this training, and it was couldn't afford to fly there. It was $300 for the ticket. We had to, our mentor just said, you need to figure it out. If you want it bad enough, you'll find a way, and if you don't, you're going to find an excuse. And so we just wanted to get there. and be around the people like Tony and the ones that were really cranking it out and some of the bigger leaders. And so we just figured it out. We packed 7 of us in a van, drove 15 hours through a blizzard to Minnesota that weekend, and so we put 7 of us in a room, and that's basically what we did the first 4 years of all the trainings. But that weekend, like Nick was saying, it wasn't the stuff we learned, it was just the belief that we had gotten. We came out of there, just singing a completely different tune, doing a lot of the same stuff, just getting 10 times better results. And so it took us, 3 months to get to 29 people. The next 30 days, we put in over 70 new sales. And so we just built from event to event for the last 10 years, and that's what's grown our team to, tens of thousands now, and given us the life that we've gotten. It's been amazing, but it all started with that one training, and had we not gone, it probably would be a very different story right now.
The very first big training event, kind of like boot camp that we went to, was actually just me that went to it to be able to go check out. And it was kind of funny because I remember my mom was one of the first people at a travel party that we did, and they were promoting the event after that travel party. And my mom says, "I don't want you spending any more money until you've made money." And at that point, I definitely had not made enough money to justify going to the event, but we figured that if the people on stage at a boot camp type of event, they didn't have that problem, so maybe we should go learn and figure that part out. So really going to that first event, for me, was just deciding if this was real and these were the type of people that I wanted to be around. And at that event, I made a decision that yes, residual income is amazing and the idea is great, but at that event, there you go. These are the people that I want to be around. And long story short, I ended up bringing 2 more people to the next event. The one after that was the one down in Minneapolis, but again, it was an event where I had to make that decision if I wanted to be a part of it. So for you, if you've never been, go just to see if you want to be a part of it. And if you've been around for a while, your new people, get them to boot camp so they can figure out if they want to be around it long term.
What's up, guys? My name is Dave. Yes, Latinos can do it. Where my Latinos at? Let's go. Come on, it's our year. So my first national event, I came to a Super Saturday training where they promoted a national event, and one thing that Nick taught me from the get-go was the bigger the event, the bigger the belief. And at this national event, that's when I saw $1 million earners. I saw people that I could relate to. I saw single dads, that were walking stage for these high ranks. And as I was sitting there in the big auditorium setting, I looked at myself and I said, me too. I could do this. And it just gave me that faith and that belief that I needed to have to go out there and build the business. And after my first national event, within weeks, I hit the level of senior rep and then so on and so forth. But we built from event to event. And for those of you guys that are new, look, I understand, you might have some things going on in your life, but if you really want to go after this and create some big momentum like Tony was talking about, this next event is crucial. Because your team will follow your footsteps, it will follow your lead. So if you're not registered, get registered right now. For me, I love the trainings just because not only do I get to be around the fire, but at the same time I get to network and meet people like Tony, LoBuglio, and the executives. And so I'll tell you guys, get registered. This event's going to be epic because of everything that's going on. All the new stuff that's going to come out, all the new releases. I'm telling you guys, get registered. Let's go.
Yeah. All right, so let's bring this sucker home, y'all. Here's what I'm going to challenge you to do, okay? If you got something out of today, and, if even it was just one little thing, whether it was me or Nick, it really doesn't even matter. If you got something out of today that made you decide, you know what, I'm ready to go again, or I'm ready to start, or I'm ready to get this sucker cranking at a level that I know I deserve, that I know is there, that just hasn't been there before. If you're ready to make that decision, here's what I'm going to say. Here's the roadmap I want you to do. Don't overcomplicate this thing. Don't overcomplicate it for you. Don't overcomplicate it for your team. If you try to think about, taking this whole thing all the way to IMD, double, triple, whatever you want. If you try to do that all at once or envision it all at once, you're going to overwhelm yourself. Right? Just don't do it. You're going to psych yourself out. Even if it doesn't psych you out, some people they can't comprehend all that information at once. So there's no need to unload it on them. Okay? Just focus on the easy, small, little disciplines that you know you can control. What can you control? Make a brand new list. They ain't going to call you and tell you to make a brand new list. I'm an IMD, and nobody telling me to make a brand new list, but I know that this is how the business works. Making brand new lists are good for you. Do it every few weeks, every few months, because what happens is your mind is fresher to the current times and the people that were liking your dream trust pictures. For the new friends that you've had, or the new acquaintances, or maybe somebody that was on your team before, and now it's welcome back season. So, if I were starting a brand new list right now, I would go all the way down left, all the way down right, and I'd write every single name of every person that had ever been in World Ventures, and I'd put them at the top. It's $99 to get back in. Cheaper for them to get back in. They don't need as much. They already got most of the vision, some of them. Some of them might already know some of the things of like how to do the initial things, so you don't have to recreate the wheel and go back into full train mode. It's just get them back into the culture and get them back in. I would start with them. What I've realized about most people that have been in, if once they're gone, they're either gone, or they're 100% regretting and missing that they're not a part of it still.
Good point.
And it's more of that more often than not. But here's the reality is that most of them aren't going to call you and say, hey, Zoe, dude, I messed up, bro. Hey, Brian, when you shared that with me 4 years ago, dude, I messed up. I should have said yes to you. We are not doing that as people. We are too embarrassed. We're too ashamed. Our pride is just like, we won't do it. But if you call them, I'm telling you they're going to answer the phone. They've been waiting for you to call them. But because we got something going on up here, we don't. Call them. Put them at the top of the list. Run down your list as fast as possible. Here's the other thing. Get registered for boot camp. Somebody asked me earlier, what's my non-negotiables? Get Paid Nation non-negotiables are training events. You don't go to training, we don't rock with you. Remember that whole finding an ace thing? If you don't go to training, it's like you don't even exist. Because my job is not to go become a human recorder for you and get all the information at the training event and then come back and back brief you or try to motivate you from it. If you got to make me do that, you are not who I'm looking for. Feel how you want to feel. First step is to go to training. We go learn how to do this thing together. You know why their businesses blew up after they came to a training event? Because they didn't have to come home and get people excited again. They didn't have to come back brief them. Because they had their soldiers right there with them, getting the information, getting the excitement, getting the motivation. And when there was a call to the action at the end, they didn't have to say nothing. We already knew. It was, let's go. So now we come back to Denver and you got 5, 6, 10, 15, 20, 100, 200 soldiers that are all out there going to try to get their easy one, that are trying to get their 4, that are trying to qualify for this new incentive that World Ventures has going on. And you know what you have? Multiplication. You don't have to be the one anymore. Let Mark Aceta motivate him. Let Eric Grabowski talk about get paid, get paid, get paid. You just do your part. Get him in the system, get him the training. Get him in the system, get him the training. Get him in the system, get him the training. That's our culture. You get him in the culture's going to grab him. And then the last thing I'm going to tell y'all, we're all starting right here, right now, including me, 0 left, 0 right, and we all need to go get our easy one. Let's go score in 24. I don't care if it's a welcome back. I don't care if it's a cold market stranger that we're about to meet at a restaurant. I don't care if it's your mom that you've been trying to get for 3 years. I don't care what it is. Just go make shit happen. Let's go. It's time, y'all. And I know you got it. Register for training. Make a new list. Easy one. Y'all got it? All right. Love y'all. Thank you for having me.